Last time on Rage, as Gohan continued his training with Whis, Jairus decided it was necessary to test his strength in a battle against his own father. However, it was proven he still had a little ways to go before catching up with the likes of Goku or Vegeta, but his progress does appear promising. At the same time, Cooler has taken his brother to a desolate planet to test his abilities, but is it really possible he surpassed Frieza in his new reimagining? This is part 6 of an ongoing series and was created by Jairus Smith. Support him and catch up fully using the links below. Your move. The stoic Arcosian prince waits patiently as lightning crashes all around him. Does he secretly wish to have a rival in Frieza? As these two warrior tyrants match each other, the Emperor also appears pleased with his brother's abilities. It's possible that maybe they both unknowingly crave rivalry based on their kinship, a bond rather than bitterness and hate. While thinking of his next move, he cackles. Oh, how about this? Shooting a barrage of beams, his sly sibling swiftly disperses all of them, almost as if it were second nature. The former compliments him on his agile reflexes, but his elder is merely waiting for him to get serious. If this is all he's got, he's far more disappointed than he imagined he was going to be upon getting into this. It seems it isn't just the Saiyans who crave a good challenge. Could this family reunion be awakening something within these arrogant alien warriors? Or is this nothing more than their already established pride beginning to show? Lord Frieza smiles as he dons a new level of power to unleash upon his newfound rival. He's curious to see just how powerful his long-lost brother is, as a missed opportunity to grow together is redeemed. A change is certainly stirring in the Emperor's demeanor towards his newfound challenger. As he launches at him in full force, Frieza comes off as excited as ever. The eldest of the two Frost Demons catches his little impish brother's blow. Could he have the edge? To his surprise, his arm cracks from the force of the Emperor's attack. He may be getting more out of this experience than he bargained for. Frieza wonders if that attack was too much for him, but his cocky older brother assures that they're just getting started. As he nails him with a vicious kick, sending him flying and crashing to the ground. As he collects himself, Cooler adds insult to injury. That seemed like it hurt. My turn! He powers up to max as a glowing energy similar to the sun itself surrounds his body. It seems a battle between Arcosians isn't so different than a brawl amongst Saiyans, as a familiar pattern begins to unfold. I hope you're ready. The two charge each other with ferocity, as a titanic alien battle continues to unfold on this remote planet. Cooler notices his sibling struggles as he asks if this is too much for him. But Frieza assures him, as he so elegantly put it before. And as energy radiates from his fist. They're just getting started. As Cooler feels firsthand the fruits of Frieza's labor, his training had a much bigger effect than he thought. The Emperor feels that this sparring session may have been a good idea after all. He seems to be enjoying himself and wonders if his brother feels the same. The change amongst the two coldest, ruthless and unforgiving monsters in the universe becomes more apparent, as this war for the title of superiority amongst brothers and descendants of the mighty King Cold continues to play out. The Emperor, with his pompous royal roots coming to the surface, apologizes insultingly for his rude behavior, questioning his sibling if he's trapped beneath the rubble. It seems he's still confident that he will be victorious, despite a few impressive developments from his sibling. As Cooler blows away the rubble, he commends his kin on his power boost. He finds him pretty impressive despite being without his newfound golden form. Though Frieza, who has always had a reputation to uphold, assures him that he has no idea what he's capable of. He's been away for a long time. Cooler realizes he may have underestimated his younger brother, a common mistake amongst siblings, as he decides to make things more fun and kick it up a notch. Curious about what he has in mind, Frieza watches as his brother takes on something that appears to be his real final form. As his body begins to expand, grow, and reform itself, The monster Sarkosian lets off a battle cry, as what looks to be his most suitable form for combat begins to take shape. He appears noticeably sharper than before, as he mutters to himself, "That's much better!" The Emperor was under the impression his familial rival was already in his final form, but he never stated such a thing. Still, he feels his elder continues to be no match for him. As Cooler absorbs his little brother's attack with ease, he arrogantly comments that his arrogance always amused him.
Oh, what's the matter? You seem to be in some pain.
Cooler repeats history as his brother is sent flying into rubble and is buried as a result. Reflecting on the familiarity of the situation, he finds the repeating events amusing. As Golden Frieza, in all of his splendor, arises from his tomb, Cooler will pay for mocking the Emperor, the rightful ruler of the universe, Lord Frieza. He's about to come face to face with his brother's true might. The elder Arcosian's eyes can almost be seen rolling into the back of his head as he scoffs at his little brother. He always did enjoy making a dramatic entrance. Frieza wonders where his older sibling's insulting behavior has gone as he revels in his superiority over him. As Frieza is aware from experience, the idea of being surpassed must be overwhelming. He knows that feeling all too well. Cooler, seemingly and shockingly unimpressed, now sees the full scope of his little brother's golden power. Despite all the fun, the Emperor is ready to put their fighting session to a violent end. Cooler welcomes him to try and end the battle. As he scoffs, Lord Frieza pompously wonders what's so funny, as his monstrous opponent begins to reveal that, as a matter of fact, he has a little surprise of his own. He may not have a golden form, but he has his own path to power. Platinum Cooler reveals himself in all of his shiny glory. Frieza's amused by this. He thought gold might be a bit much, but Platinum really takes the cake. In fact, he thinks he can see his reflection right now. His Cooler's ego is in plain view. Be that as it may, he enjoys his new look, and given these cold-hearted warriors are at their peak, they're ready to give it all in the heat of battle. The conclusion to this overdue question of superiority amongst Frost Demons is about to commence, as the true successor to King Cold's legacy is ready to be revealed. Cooler urges his surprisingly respectable opponent to bring this fight to a close. The Emperor couldn't agree with him more. The shockwaves from their battle reach the demon ship, shaking the entire thing as the Frieza Force sweats over the possible outcome of this explosive new rivalry. The henchmen and the crew are grateful for the space between them in this titanic struggle. But as powerful as their Emperor is, maybe even the strongest in the universe as far as they can tell, they still fear Cooler might be just as powerful, if not more than their ruler. Although Frieza himself never spoke at this terrifying figure, it's clear they have a relationship of some sort. But is this reunion for the best? Can they lead each other to greater heights? Or will they be each other's downfall? As the battle rages on, the metallic Arcosian is impressed that his junior can hold his own as long as he has. The Emperor assures him that he's been through his fair share of fights. Cooler observes that there must be many more battles his sibling hasn't informed him of. Frieza's impressed as well, and he knows him too well. As the action cools down, he has one question for him. Who's listening as his other reminisces on his loss to Goku after his resurrection. The Space Lord wants to know how quickly he was able to regulate his energy regarding this new form of his, prompting him to boast of his insight to the importance of that aspect of his level of power. There's no point of achieving such strength if you don't know how to sustain it. bringing annoyance to Frieza. But once your opponent learns you cannot sustain your highest power, he will simply have to bide his time and attack when you're vulnerable. Cooler complains that all these battles, and his lesser never learned one of the essential aspects of combat. As disappointing as that is, he'll show him anyway, so we better pay attention. Frieza smiles whenever he's ready. He himself is ready to learn. Meanwhile, back at Capsule Corp, Krillin, Pan, and everybody else are enjoying one of Bulma's feasts. They thank her, but she's happy to do it. Videl just misses her husband and wishes she could be there with him despite his motives. Suddenly, her wish is granted as Gohan makes his grand entrance along with his father and Whis and Beerus. She can hardly recognize him and cries tears of joy. She informs him how much his absence has been felt. He assures her that she and Pan were all he ever thought about as he grew stronger. Lord Beerus and Whis were a big help. He even got to fight his dad. Vegeta's surprised to hear that Gohan actually fought Kakarot. And he's really shocked to hear Goku was forced to use the Kaioken on top of his blue form. Could Gohan pose more of a challenge to him than even Kakarot? It bemuses the prince that he was able to make such progress with only a few months. They're telling him that was enough to ascend to a new level? This confirms the suspicions he had always hoped for amongst half-breeds, since before he even came to the Earth. Goku relates that he could hardly believe just how much potential his son had before fighting him himself. But once they started fighting, man, he's come a long way. As Vegeta approaches the young Saiyan, Goku rattles. Uh-oh, here we go. The prince demands to see his new power. But his wife has other plans. Everyone's gathered to enjoy themselves. There'll be no fighting under her watch. Bulma's sure that Gohan wants to spend this moment with his family and not jump straight into another battle. Beerus and Whis agree. It's time to eat. Goku's on the same page. But Gohan tells him not to worry. He will show him later. He does owe him a rematch after all. Vegeta, as excited as ever, hasn't fought Gohan since the events of Namek. Now that he's older, this should be interesting. Maybe even just the opportunity he needs to further break his limits. Floating through the cold depths of space, Cooler hopes what he taught Frieza is put to good use, and that he never makes the same mistake again. The Space Lord assures his newfound comrade he's grateful. His power has increased drastically. So it should make the coming battle of the Saiyans most interesting, and their chances for victory higher than ever. Cooler agrees. However, he can tell these Saiyans are quite formidable. They did take down Frieza himself on multiple occasions after all. Snapping back, his little brother advises that he hold his tongue. Frieza's tolerated a lot of disrespect from his sibling, but reminding him of his defeat is not something he will tolerate. This amuses Cooler as he tells him to chill. He won't be so upset after he's had his vengeance, will he? The evil ruler of the galaxy knows that the job ahead is no easy feat. They have 3 powerful Saiyans to face. 2 named Goku and Vegeta. But Vegeta, Cooler asks if that's the son of King Vegeta. To which the other Arcosian confirms his suspicions. He finds this a bit interesting. His father was rather weak, yet he claims his son is one of the formidable Saiyans. Frieza informs, naturally, the son of the king is a very prideful Saiyan who is easily driven to new heights through his pride. However, Cooler ironically, and with little self-awareness, sees this as a flaw. But it's advised he not drop his guard to the prince, or he will take him down. Like he did to you. This insult fails to make the Emperor's blood boil, and he's quick to let him know that it wasn't Vegeta who took him down, although he did come close. It was our hero, the one and only Son Goku of Earth, the bane of Frieza's existence, who bears the Saiyan name, Kakarot. A name which jars Cooler's memory. Isn't that? And it is. He's the son of that arrogant fool, Bardock. This motivates him further as his Frost Demon brethren goes on to explain that. Even worse, the 3rd Saiyan they have to face is Goku's son. He's known as Gohan. To which Cooler questions if he's as skilled as his father. Explaining with a story, the last time Frieza saw the spawn of that Saiyan, his power had increased, but no, he is not on the same level. Trying to strategize, the previous believes the obvious move would be to take him out first. since he is the weakest. Though that's easier said than done. The Saiyans possess the ability to sense power levels without the use of scouters, so they're going to have a welcome party as soon as they enter the Earth's atmosphere. The good news is, at least one of these two craves a good challenge. Vegeta, as a prideful Saiyan, doesn't play well with others. This is something our villains think they can use to their advantage. He won't fight unless absolutely necessary, and most likely watches they deal with Goku and his son, supposing that's the flaw Cooler spoke of before. Senseless pride. There are also a couple other fighters who will present aid to Goku, but they can be easily disposed of if necessary. If they're going there to kill the Saiyans, Cooler's sure it'll be necessary, which is fine with Frieza. He demands his underlings to set a course for Earth, who are quick to comply. Back home, Goku's chowing down as he comments on the delicious food. Gohan feels the same as he feeds Pan, especially good after being away for so long. Whis agrees. Bulma's feasts never cease to amaze him. Beerus comments that this is the reason why this planet will always be around. The scientist thanks everyone for their hospitality. Then Gohan asks Videl to take Pan as he prepares to face Vegeta. He promised to show him his new power. And they all know he can get impatient. And ain't that the truth? Perking his ears, Beerus questions Whis if he hears that. Seems like they'll be treated to even more entertainment. Having just ate, they can now relax and enjoy the show. As Gohan approaches Vegeta, a long overdue rematch is about to begin.